the power that a Kadosh Baruch Hu instilled into the sages had to be extraordinary, so you don't end up putting yourself in a situation where you have an unrecoverable situation. What is that like? There are some places in the highway, for example, where you see a traffic sign. It says speed limit is 65 or 70. And they say violators, $500. Violators of this speed limit is $500. But there are certain parts in traffic where they say violators of whatever traffic law, up to 5 years in prison. And however much money. And why? Why the difference? Why isn't it always the same everywhere? Why isn't it the same everywhere? Apparently, violating the rule of this place, where it's only $500 is the maximum damage, and that place where jail time is the maximum damage, apparently the powers that be that understand the magnitude, because they thought about what could happen, apparently it's much worse. So they need to scare you much more. Here, in this traffic place, maximum damage is $500. You could potentially lose a license, because in reality, you could get into a car accident, maybe kill a person, kill yourself. Neither one is good, right? So we're trying to scare you enough not to do it. But here, it's up to 2 years in prison, or 5 years in prison, and perhaps a much higher fine. Why? Because here, you may not realize it because we did a really good job, but right under it, there's pipes that lead to the oil lines, that go to the gas lines, that if there's an accident here, is going to be an explosion where the entire city is shut down. And there's going to be endless amount of millions in casualties as a result of your irresponsibility. So the damage is much greater. It may not be apparent at first glance why over here this road is much more dangerous. This road, because they both are roads. They both have 2, 3, 4 lanes. Doesn't seem like much. But no, the people that are behind the scenes that know exactly what's the potential damage here versus what's the potential damage here, I tell you, here it's horrible. So when it comes to the Torah itself, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is trying to simply tell us, violating the biblical mitzvot is damage beyond your comprehension. I don't want you to get there. The damage, because you're going to evaluate the mitzvot or the sins based on your limited understanding. So you're thinking, oh, if I eat non-kosher, it's not death penalty. It's not death penalty. You're going to get whipped a little bit. You're going to have a couple of scars, but it's not the end of the world. So you're going to think, oh, what's the big deal? Non-kosher. Let me have a bacon, egg, and cheese. It looks delicious in the commercial with the McDonald's. Nice, no? What's the big deal? It's only a couple of makot. It's worth it. It's worth a couple of makot for a nice cheeseburger, right? With nice bacon in there and genom too. But no, it's just, I don't see genom inside the burger. It's only makot. Kadosh Baruch Hu says to you, you fool. You're thinking that because it's only malkot, it's only the whip, and not karet, 7-chamber, this, that, then it's not such a big deal. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu instilled rabbinical laws that you're not even allowed to walk into these places. You're not allowed to even touch some of the things that they have in there. You're not allowed to deal with it in any way. Why? See, because if you've already gone to the point of eating non-kosher, for sure you didn't think about the damage, the real damage. You're thinking the real damage is you're going to get whipped. You're not realizing that the second you eat non-kosher, you automatically, in an instant, become spiritually stupid. Which means, when the rabbi speaks, you're not going to understand. You're not going to understand, Mr. Pumpkin, because your brain is stupid. Not that you can't do arithmetic, not that you can't build buildings, but spiritually, nothing, nada. You can't understand, you can't comprehend, or perhaps worse yet, you can't accept it. You know it's true, but it's not for me. What do you mean it's not for you? Why, you're unique? 8 billion people and just you? You're your own species among Am Yisrael? Hard for you to accept. Why? You ate non-kosher. You ate non-kosher, that turns you into not kosher. You now have a shell, a klipa on you, which the Torah itself says, "V'nitmetem bam al tomar nitmetem ela tetamtem." Meaning, the food that's impure, the non-kosher food, makes you metumtam, spiritually stupid. So you only thought that the damage is just a whip, but that's because you're already stupid, spiritually speaking. But the reality is, what's going to happen is you're going to eat the burger, and you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to like it, and guess what? When the rabbi says, oh, by the way, you're not allowed to go to that place that's not kosher, you're going to think, no, he's talking about somebody else. No, he said McDonald's. I went to a different McDonald's. He's probably talking about the McDonald's on McDonald's Avenue. I went to the McDonald's on 7th Street. Kasher Badatz over there. People over there are tzaddikim. What do you mean? They're not even Jewish. Yeah, they're Chazdei Umot HaOlam. That's how big they are. They're tzaddikim nistarim, these people. You're going to have every excuse under the sun to justify your crime. And guess what? That crime will lead to more crimes. Because now, all of a sudden, you don't like the shiur anymore. You don't want to go to the shiur anymore. You're going to start doing other things with your time. All of a sudden, wasting seed becomes lechatchila. All of a sudden, having a girlfriend before marriage. All of a sudden, you're watching sports instead of shiur Torah. All of a sudden, everything is in the garbage pail. All of a sudden, that one rabbinical fence, no big deal, rabbinical fence that you broke, led to 1,000 biblical sins. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bechvodo Be'atzmo, said to the sages, please, you love my kids? Give them rules. You love my kids? Give them rules. Why? Protect them, because they don't understand what it means to make a biblical sin. Because they're calculating things based on, oh, this is a whip, but this is death penalty? Oh, so surely it's not so bad. But that's why the Mishnah in Avot says, don't calculate sins like that. Don't calculate mitzvot like that. Because you don't understand the magnitude of things. You don't understand how the whole nervous system works. You're thinking that if it's in the brain, it must be critical. But if it's in the toches, not so big deal. I promise you, big deal. Big deal. There's a lot of things that are big deal. But when you don't know what you don't know, you're a danger to society and to yourself. Unless you simply say, I don't know what I don't know. But I do know that he knows. I do know that she knows. I do know these people, they know. Why? They've been religious their whole life. They're tzaddikim, they're this, they're that. They learn books, they have sources, this, that. They know that Donei Ador, these people, Khatam Sofer, well, he doesn't know. Rav Ovadia doesn't know. The Stipler Gaon doesn't know. Rav Wasserman doesn't know. They know. They invested their whole life to make sure they know. So if they say yes, I do yes. They say no, I don't know. Even if I don't understand, but I know I don't know, and therefore I know they know. That's it, finished. If they know, they say yes, I do it. If you have an ego, it won't allow you to do that. As simple as everything I just said sounds, it won't allow you to do it. Why? Your ego will get in the way. Your ego will say, no, he probably doesn't know. He's old. He's an old-timer. He doesn't have an iPhone. He was in a horse and carriage. He was poor. He was this. You have all types of stupid reasons of why you think you know better. But that's it. That's why Hashem says, Gavat Adam Tashpilenu. The pride of man is what's going to lead to his downfall.
B'Shem Hashem Na'aseh v'Natzliach, we're very excited to offer you the new Be'ezrat Hashem app 3.0. It's a newer, faster app, full of Torah, lots of Kedusha by the Shiurim that we do, myself, Rav Ephraim, Rav Chaim, where you'll have also newer features where you're able to use the app while you're using other applications on your phone. You'll be able to share the lectures directly from the app. You'll be able to donate online and support our Kiruv and our Torah work that we're doing. And the most exciting feature is that you'll be able to actually ask questions directly on the app and get answers from the rabbis directly from the app. This is something unprecedented, and Baruch Hashem will be able to offer it. Thank you again for all of your support. Check it out. Make sure you have the kosher Torah that will re-energize your neshama each and every single day. Call to B'chav Atzlacha.